Who are the latest prospects that can help us out after the trade deadline? Find out next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Saturday, July 29th. I am Frank Sanford, joined by Scott White. The 5 prospects on the verge of getting the call and potentially helping your fantasy teams. Jonathan Aranda with the Tampa Bay Rays, Michael Busch with the Dodgers, Matt Mervis with the Cubs, Ronny Mauricio with the Mets, and Heston Kjerstad with the Orioles. Scott, what's the latest here? Who do you think might be the closest of this group?
We want to be, in the next few days here, rooting very, very hard for Jonathan Aranda and Michael Busch to get traded. They seem like prime candidates on obvious contenders, both 25 years old. Like they have overstayed their welcome in the minors. They're putting up huge numbers there. They deserve their chance. They just don't have openings with their respective teams currently. So they seem like prime trade chips. And if they are traded, I imagine they'll take over as their new team's starter right away. So let's root for that. That's why they're numbers 1 and 2 on this list. Trade deadline could also open up an opportunity for Matt Mervis. Lately, Cody Bellinger's been getting the majority of the starts at first base, and he is a trade candidate. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, Bellinger could move to the outfield and open up a spot for Mervis either way. Mets might be sellers. They just moved David Robertson, their closer. I don't know. By the time you're listening to this, maybe they've done more. But Ronny Mauricio, that might be his ticket to the majors. He's gotten exposure to left field and second base at AAA this year, natural shortstop, big raw power, and has cut way down on his strikeouts this year. We've talked about him a lot, but it may finally be time for Mauricio. August may finally be time for him. Kjerstad has been brought up in trade rumors as well as somebody who could be sold to bring in talent for the Orioles. Kind of doubt that's going to happen, but it's possible. He's 24, but his minor league career was stalled initially by health issues. So it's not a clear case of him overstaying his welcome in the minors the way it is for the 25-year-olds Aranda and Busch. But Kjerstad's been performing well since making it up to AAA. He's cut way down on his strikeouts this year too, and has big power. There's a chance we could see him in August as well.
So you're saying there's a chance. There have been rumors of the Dodgers inquiring about Nolan Arenado from the Cardinals. I don't know if, the Cardinals would be willing to, or the Dodgers rather would be willing to give up Michael Busch in that deal, but maybe. Who knows? Let's see what happens. 5 prospects on the periphery. Some big names on this list making noise recently. Jackson Chourio, the outfield prospect with the Brewers. Termarr Johnson, second baseman with the Pirates. Connor Phillips, a starting pitcher with the Reds. And then 2 starting pitchers from the AL East. Wickelman Gonzalez from the Red Sox and Drew Thorpe from the Yankees. Scott, what do we have on this group?
Well, Jackson Chourio was off to a very slow start at AA. He was getting a pass by all the prospect rank lists, still considered the top 5 overall guy. And he was so young for being in AA. That's part of the reason he got a pass. They were using pre-tacked baseballs in the Southern League, where the Brewers AA affiliate is. They've stopped using them. And since they stopped using them, Chourio has just taken off. And the strikeout rate is way down. He seems to like less sticky stuff on the baseballs. So, he might be, it's the kind of surge right now where he might be on the verge of going up to AAA. And once he's at AAA, majors isn't out of the question. I doubt we'll see him in the majors at age 19 this year, but it's not outside of the question. Jackson Chourio, huge upside there. Termarr Johnson, the 4th overall pick in last year's draft, was considered a bat first guy. And he got off to a slow start in low A, much further down the minors, but has really turned things around lately. He looks like he's beginning to live up to his big potential. Connor Phillips is the clear minor league leader in strikeouts. I believe Andrew Abbott was before him, another Reds pitcher. Obviously got called up and has pitched well in the majors. I think Connor Phillips has taken over. He has taken over the minor league lead in strikeouts. And if they need rotation help down the stretch, he's already up at AAA, so he could provide it. Throws harder than Abbott, does have walk issues. not a slam dunk to be a contributor in fantasy, but definitely somebody to keep an eye on.
All right. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we'll be back again next week. Bye-bye.